After the village hidden in the leaf was infiltrated by Isshiki Otsutsuki, everything was destroyed. Naruto's friends and family were all gone except for him and his 2 recently born sons. Naruto, now trying to escape the destroyed village, was hit by Isshikis Jootsu Ohtsutsuki Style, reverse time jutsu. Isshiki yelled as everything went black for Naruto. Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is the story about what if Naruto had a karma seal. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. I've putted a lot of effort to make this one. So please make sure to subscribe, it really means a lot to me. Your each and every subscription counts. So without any further ado, let's start the what if. The third Hokage was sitting in his office doing paperwork with Anbu guards hidden inside the office and building. Hiruzen stood up and looked outside the windows, admiring the great village. The third Hokage was about to sit back down when a loud yell was heard from the whole village, "Where the hell am I?" Hiruzen knew whose the voice was, but was confused. Why did Naruto yell that? The third took a puff from his pipe when a blonde blur appeared in his office. "Old man. Is that really you?" The blonde that is now known as Naruto Uzumaki appeared. "Yes, it is me, boy. Is something wrong?" asked the Hiruzen as he stared at the boy. Stuttered Naruto as he didn't know what to say. He was in his 12-year-old body. He was panicking. "So boy, are you going to tell me what's wrong or not?" "I have to continue my paperwork soon," said Hiruzen as he sat down. Naruto nodded slowly. "Can you tell the Anbu to leave?" asked Naruto, surprising the old Hokage. "How do you know there is Anbu in here?" Naruto, trying to make up an excuse, just said, "I saw them once in your office." The old man nodded as he made a hand gesture as they left immediately. Naruto pulled a chair in front of the desk and sat down. "Gramps, you're probably not gonna believe me, but I'm from the future." Hiruzen looked at Naruto with an eyebrow up. "From the future?" Naruto nodded as Hiruzen looked at the boy. "I don't really believe you, Naruto. Are you really trying to prank me? You have the graduation test in an hour, you should be practicing so you can pass, boy." Hiruzen said as he picked up his pen and started on his pile of paperwork. Naruto just sat there looking down when he had an idea pop in his mind. "Orochimaru," Naruto said, which made Hiruzen flinch. "Orochimaru? How do you know his name?" "I don't really feel like explaining." "But he kills you in the near future, at the Chunin exams." Actually, Hiruzen believed that Orochimaru kills you, but he couldn't really believe that the goofy smiling boy was from the future. "Sorry, Naruto, but I can't really believe that when you have no proof." Naruto cursed himself. Naruto searched through his pockets when he pulled out a weird rectangular block, which is what Hiruzen thought. "This is proof I'm from the future, Gramps. This is called a mobile phone from the future." Hiruzen nodded slowly as Naruto put in his password and unlocked it. Naruto then showed him some of the apps and then opened his gallery. The blonde then showed him some photos of himself and the time stamp when the pictures were taken. The old man was pretty shocked but also confused. "So, why are you back here?" "The past, I mean," Hiruzen asked as Naruto frowned. "This guy called Isshiki Otsutsuki infiltrated the village, and me, their Hokage, couldn't do anything." Hiruzen nodded. "Who was the 5th Hokage? Because if I truly die in the near future, I'd like to know." "Oh, it was the Granny Tsunade," Hiruzen chuckled. "Granny Tsunade, eh? That good to know. You mentioned you were Hokage? Were you the 6th? "Nah, that was Kakashi-sensei. I was the 7th Hokage." The 3rd Hokage ruffled the boy's hair and chuckled. "Well, thank you for telling me this, Lord 7th, but I think you might have to keep on to some of that information to yourself, so don't tell anyone." Naruto nodded and was about to leave, but turned around with a sheepish grin. "Hee, Gramps?" "Yes, Naruto. I forgot to tell you I have 2 kids back at the apartment." "Kids? We need to move you and your children somewhere else safer." "That apartment isn't meant for little kids," Hiruzen said and picked up Naruto as he shunshined them to his apartment. Hiruzen and Naruto were welcomed to the sound of crying babies. You said kids, not infants. Well, yeah, sorry. Worry not, let's move them immediately. Naruto picked up Minato and Itachi into his arms, and went to another room and rocked them to sleep. Naruto came back into the room and noticed the room was already empty and packed into scrolls. Hiruzen looked at the two children and noticed some very familiar features on their faces to a certain someone else. What are their names? The blondie that looks like me is Minato, I named him after my dad. Hiruzen was about to ask how he knows his father but then remembered he's from the future again. And this fella here is Itachi. Why'd you name him Itachi? My wife named him after her brother. You mean, Satsuki Uchiha, was your wife, in the future? Yup, she named him Itachi. Well decided when their next child was born when she found out about the truth of the Uchiha massacre. Hiruzen nodded as he shunshin them into a different apartment. It was a lot better than his old one. I'll leave the rest to you, Lord Seventh. You better hurry with this because the academy is gonna start in a bit. Hiruzen said as he took out a reasonable amount of cash and left it on the counter. Naruto got his hair ruffled up again by the old man before he left. Naruto decided to hurry everything up and used shadow clones to get the furniture ready while he went to go feed his sons. Naruto opened the fridge and took out a bottle of milk, as he poured the milk into little baby bottles as let the two infants enjoy the milk. Naruto then pulled out a mini TV that was on a shelf and let the two watch but soon fell asleep. He picked up both of the infants, as he lowered them into their separate cribs. Naruto left a couple of shadow clones in the room as he left. Naruto picked up the keys and left the apartment as he locked the door. Naruto was walking down the hallways of the academy with his favorite orange jumpsuit. The soon-to-be Genin again found room 301 and opened the door. Right as he opened it, a kunai flew out of nowhere directly at him. The other kids in the classroom, some surprised and others a bit shocked, thinking the blonde wasn't going to catch the kunai, when suddenly also subconsciously for golden orange chakra chains caught it and shred it to pieces. The person who threw the kunai wasn't the sensei Iruka or Mizuki or any of the people that hang out with Naruto, but the top student in the academy. Sasuke Uchiha. Ichin. At least you aren't completely useless. And what are those, Dobe? Asked Sasuke as Naruto glared at the boy. Why the hell did you do that, you bastard? And secondly, these are chakra chains. Apparently, I do have a Kekkei Genkai, like you other clan heads. As Naruto walked to his seat, Iruka, who was still shocked, decided to continue class. Well, that was surprising to say the least, but let's continue with attendance. Is Choji Akamichi here? As Iruka continued with attendance, Naruto was deep in his thoughts. I don't remember Satsuki ever throwing a kunai at me before, this is completely new. The blonde was taken out of his thoughts when he heard Iruka yell, is Naruto Uzumaki here? Even though Iruka knew he was here, he needed the boy to at least pay attention in class. Yes, Iruka-sensei, I'm here. Iruka just sighed and wrote his name down. Naruto looked around and noticed all of his friends again. Even if he was in the past, he missed them. The blonde then noticed that a lot of them were giving him questionable stares. He noticed most of them were about to ask something, but then a ton of chakra chains erupted from his back as they covered their mouths, not wanting to answer questions. Soon after Iruka finished attendance, the Genin tests were about to start. Alright everyone, we're going to be starting the Genin tests right now, so will Sasuke Uchiha come up and follow me to the other room, Iruka said as he picked up his clipboard, as Sasuke followed him and Mizuki to the other room. A couple of minutes later, Sasuke came back to the room with a smirk with his headband tied around his forehead. Sasuke then looked in Naruto's direction with his smug face as he sat down. Naruto glared at the boy. Why are you such a smug bastard, Sasuke? Naruto yelled at last. Uchiha, this Sasuke wasn't the same Sasuke when he was still a kid. Humph, like I'd answer you, Dobe. You're so cool, Sasuke Kun, yelled the fangirls with Sakura and Ino being the loudest. Iruka then used his big head no jutsu as he yelled at them to shut up. Eventually, it was Naruto's turn as he left the room. Alright Naruto, all you need to do to pass this exam is the Kawamari, Henge and the Clone Jutsu. And please actually try to pass this exam, Iruka said as Naruto nodded. Naruto then replaced himself with a chair and then henged into the fourth Hokage, which surprised both Iruka and Mizuki, because there wasn't a single mistake to the henge. Iruka then suddenly was slowly starting to panic on the inside because he wanted Naruto to pass, but Clone Jutsu was his worst jutsu in his arsenal. That is what Iruka thought. Naruto then put his hand in a ram hand sign as he flared his chakra. From what I remember back when I did the test, I was only able to create a single dead clone, but if I try a shadow clone, what am I gonna do about Mizuki and the Scroll of Seals? The blonde decided he would pass and just figure out something to do with Mizuki. Soon 7 shadow clones appeared, but he made them stand completely still, making them look like illusions, which was the clone jutsu. Iruka clapped his hands with a smile. You pass, Naruto. Instead of letting Naruto choose a headband, Iruka gave his headband to the boy. Take good care of it, alright, Naruto nodded as he tied it around his forehead. Don't worry, Iruka-sensei. Because I'll be Hokage after all. Of course, Naruto, let's go get ramen after all, right? Naruto nodded as he left the room. The blonde Uzumaki entered the classroom with his foxy grin. What are you doing here, Dobe? Only people who graduated can be here, Sasuke said with a smirk. Wow, Sasuke, and they said the Uchihas had the best eyes in the village. Oh wait, they only had the best eyes if they had the Sharingan, which you don't have, Naruto said as sunglasses appeared out of nowhere as Kiba yelled, you just got done by the dead last Sasuke. Sasuke glared at Naruto. He hadn't gotten his Sharingan yet and it was infuriating. Sasuke, being the bastard he is, just HN and went silent as the fangirls kept trying to ask him out on a date like they usually did, and Sasuke just rejected them all with a single stare. The blonde used his chakra chains to move the group of fangirls out so he could go get his seat. It was finally the end of the day and Naruto was out of the academy. Iruka told him he wouldn't be able to accompany him to Ichiraka Ramen, so he gave him a couple of free ramen coupons he had on him. Naruto decided he'd go get ramen later, as he also had to think of something to make for his sons. Naruto was at the supermarket and just getting groceries and some more milk. The blonde was looking around for something sweet to eat but couldn't find anything when he felt like he was being stared at by someone. Naruto looked up from his grocery bag and noticed all the harsh and cold stares and glares. I'll just have to get the village respect again, like when I beat the crap out of Pain, and kind of talked Nagato into suicide. Naruto was head home with some clones holding his groceries and whatnot when he felt like he was being followed. Naruto turned around and saw Sasuke Uchiha following him. Oi, why are you following me, Sasuke Tame? I'm not following you, Dobe. We're just going the same direction, loser. Naruto and his clones then started to jog away from Sasuke to get to their apartment faster, only to notice Sasuke was running at them. Why are you following me, bastard? Only to get hit on the head by an apple. You dropped your apple, loser. By that time they were already in front of the apartment Naruto was living in. Whatever, Sasuke Tame. Naruto and Sasuke entered the building. Naruto got to room 302 when he saw Sasuke enter the other room next to his, 303. Wow, old man, you sly dog. I can't believe I live right next to the Dobe now. This is so infuriating, is what Sasuke would have thought if she didn't have a massive crush on him. It was close to midnight now since she was kind of stalking Naruto at the supermarket. Sasuke then did the ram hand sign and said, release, and then poof of smoke later stood where what used to be Sasuke Uchiha was now the Uchiha's real form. Satsuki Uchiha. She had pretty big breasts for a 12-year-old soon to be 13, and her bottom was also pretty big, so big her shorts she wore as a guy didn't fit dash, yeah. She changed into a loose yellow shirt that showed a bit too much and a skirt that didn't really cover much either. She got in bed and pulled out from under her pillow a homemade Naruto plushie as she started giggling like a high school girl. Naruto had a shiver go down his back. What was that feeling I just had? Naruto checked the time and realized soon enough Mizuki was gonna steal the Scroll of Seals, since the last time he stole it. Naruto was in the woods when he noticed Mizuki appear with the Scroll of Seals. The blonde noticed that the Chunin was panting slightly. He's tired. A couple of seconds later, chakra chains erupted from the ground and surrounded Mizuki like sharks swimming around their prey. Naruto jumped down. Chakra chains were erupting from all over his back and front, and even more, chains coming out of other chains. You're done, Mizuki, Uzumaki style, 1,000 years of death. Soon enough all the chakra chains raced at Mizuki. As chains went through him and up his rectum dash, the white-haired man started screaming in pain. Naruto took off the scroll of seals, opened it and wrote something inside as an S-rank jutsu, sexy jutsu, and SSS rank jutsu, super harem sexy jutsu, and SS rank, reverse harem jutsu. The blonde picked up the passed out Mizuki and tied the scroll of seals onto his back and started jumping through the trees. The blonde then appeared in the Hokage office as he dropped Mizuki and gave the scroll of seals. Here, old man, make sure to keep the scroll in the Hokage vault this time. I did it back when I was Hokage, it's way more secure. Hiruzen nodded. I'll add this as an A-rank mission to your report. I'll see you tomorrow if you pass your true Genin test. Naruto nodded and said goodbye. Naruto, after leaving a bunch of clones to take care of the two infants, was walking to the academy. He was having a massive headache at the moment for some odd reason. But the stubborn blonde ignored it. Naruto finally started to see a bit of the academy building when unexpectedly his headache got worse, as he stumbled into a nearby alleyway. The blonde then realized why, or more particularly where, he was in pain. On Naruto's left palm was a black diamond shape as it continued to change even more. What the hell is this thing? As Naruto started to thrash his hand everywhere like as if a bug was on him when it started to glow. Naruto flinched again from the pain of this thing. Is this a secret flashlight? Wait, no. It can't be because, well, I dunno. Might as well ask Kurama. Oi Kurama, what is this thing? Kurama? For some reason Kurama wasn't answering, so the blonde decided he was gonna check up on his friend. Inside the mindscape. Naruto walked through the familiar depressing mindscape. Soon enough the blonde appeared in a large area where he saw the cage that used to keep Kurama locked out, except the cage was actually locked again, and from the inside, Naruto could feel the frustration of the nine-tailed fox. Kurama, why are you locked up again? I don't know, you bumbling idiot, of course I know. Since we're back in the past after we got our ass kicked by Isshiki. Kurama yelled as Naruto mood changed. He's a failure of a Hokage, stop having depressing thoughts, besides I already know why you are here. The mark that's glowing on your hand, before you got hit by the jutsu Isshiki hit us with, he knocked you out with a clone, he placed a mark on you, more precisely a seal, for a vessel. Naruto was shocked that asshole Isshiki placed a seal on his body so he could be a vessel. I don't want to give him my body. What is this, Orochimaru's ancestor? Naruto did not want to be like Sasuke with the cursed seal mark. Oi idiot, can you release a bit of the seal? I still have the power boosts from the divine tree and I feel a little cramped in here. Naruto then noticed that Kurama could barely stand in here. Oh yeah. Naruto pulled up his orange jacket as he opened a bit of the seal. As the area started to shake, Kurama was now standing with a lot of space. Naruto then felt like his skin was on fire. He forgot how Kurama's chakra felt before he purified it so he could access KCM. The seal on Naruto's hand then stopped turning off and on like an alarm and stayed glowing blue, but the seal slowly started to spread upwards before it stopped midway through his arm. Naruto felt a little more powerful for some reason, but also because of Kurama's chakra. Naruto, what are you gonna do about your Rinnegan and Sharingan? Kurama asked, completely getting Naruto out of his thoughts. Well, I dunno, as Naruto pushed chakra into his eyes as they formed into the Dojutsu. The blonde stood there as his left eye changed into the Sharingan and his right eye changed into the Rinnegan. Well, I dunno Kurama, but I'm only got to be using these eyes in case of an emergency or when I absolutely have to. Maybe when we go to the mission that involves Zabuza and Haku, I can easily get rid of their mist and maybe copy some of their jutsus. Kurama nodded as he told Naruto to shoo off, so he could go and sleep. Naruto, who was now back in the real world, realized he was late, but he had to do something about the seal that was very slowly spreading above his forearm. Naruto took out some bandages he had on him and started to wrap them around his hand, but left out the middle of his palm clear where he could see the black diamond. Naruto nodded, proud of his work, and continued his walk to the academy. Time skip. Naruto was sitting in an empty classroom with Sakura and Sasuke. It had been almost 2 hours since their genin teams were announced. Any minute now and Kakashi-sensei is going to appear, and Naruto was right. The door slid open and a masked man with gravity-defying hair entered the room. "You're late!" Sakura screamed, making the 3 guys in the room cover their ears. "My first impression of you guys is, you're boring. Meet me on the roof," as Kakashi then used the body flicker technique. Naruto grumbled as he sat as he listened to Kakashi's boring intro. "How about you, Pinky?" Sakura felt insulted that she was called Pinky. "My name is Sakura Haruno, what I like is, hee, what my hobby is, hee, what my dream for the future is." As Sakura just screeched with delight at her future dream. "And what you hate?" "Naruto." "Of course. You duck butt hair," Kakashi asked as Sakura glared at Kakashi as Naruto snickered. "My name is Sasuke Uchiha, I hate a lot of things. I like 2 certain things, tomatoes, and, what I have is not a dream but an ambition. I'm going to restore my clan and destroy a certain someone," Sasuke said as Sakura kept saying how cool Sasuke is. Naruto knew she was gonna say after the tomatoes, it was himself, Naruto Uzumaki. "Now you, Blondie," Kakashi was interrupted by Naruto as he said. "Lord Hokage. I'm not Blondie. Because I'm going to be Hokage." Kakashi then spoke again. "Alright. Lord Hokage, tell us about yourself." Well, let's see, I really like ramen and this one girl. I don't feel like telling you my hobbies or dislikes, and my dream is to be Hokage." The area felt a little colder, but only Naruto and Sakura felt it as Sasuke's eyes were glaring at the ground. "Who's the lucky girl, Lord Hokage?" "Well, I'll you that it's not Sakura." Instantly the area felt a bit warmer. "You pass," Kakashi said as he held a thumbs up to his new genin team. Naruto grinned. He was still tied to the tree stump as Sakura was cheering happily that she is officially a genin. Sasuke had a smirk. "We'll meet back at the Red Bridge tomorrow at 7 a.m. sharp. See what?" as Kakashi used Shunshin and disappeared. Sasuke disappeared as quickly as Kakashi. Sakura left to go look for Sasuke as Naruto stayed tied to the stump. Naruto was about to use his chakra chains when he was blacked out by someone. Suddenly there was a lot of creepy Yandere giggles that came from behind Naruto's unconscious form. Satsuki Uchiha. She cut the rope that kept Naruto stuck to the stump when she noticed bandages around his hand. Immediately she was planning on killing whoever hurt her Naruto when she noticed the black diamond in the middle of his palm. She pulled off some of the bandages. There was a seal slowly spreading, almost reaching his forearm. "Don't worry," my Naruto giggles insanely, "I'll take good care. If you don't want my help, say something." "Great. Let's go, my Naruto," as she picked up Naruto and intentionally had his face in her breast as she leapt through rooftops. Naruto slowly stirred awake. The blonde's body felt tired and it ached for some reason. Besides, he felt comfortable where he currently was. Naruto decided to get out of bed as he had to go feed his sons their dinner. The blonde grabbed onto something soft when he heard a moan, a feminine moan. Naruto immediately snapped his eyes open. His body was super tense. Did I get drunk or something? Who am I sleeping with? Satsuki is gonna kill me when I die. Naruto had his Sharingan on and had to check who he was. As his Sharingan got every detail of who he was sleeping was, he checked his palm that had the seal Jigen placed on him. The bandage that covered it was taken off. Naruto checked what his Sharingan found as he had his face in someone's breasts. It was Satsuki. Did I just get raped or something? Wait, no, he wasn't raped, it's just Satsuki being a Yandere high school girl. He remembered now. Satsuki from the future had told him when she was still in Konoha before she joined Orochimaru, she was like a Yandere. Naruto decided he would enjoy this until she woke up, so he just started touching her. Well, it wasn't illegal what he was doing, right? She was his wife, and she had liked it when he did do it. I'm gonna rub this in Kiba's face. It didn't really matter, but he was gonna rub it in his face and destroy his pride. He touched girls before him. Huh. Victory. Naruto didn't know why it mattered, but it just did. Naruto was walking to where he was to meet with Kakashi-sensei, Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto was glad he got out of Satsuki apartment before she woke up. Naruto could feel her emotions with Kurama's negative emotions ability. She felt frustrated and mad, probably because she thought everything that happened before was probably a dream. Finally, Naruto was at the Red Bridge Kakashi said to meet at, except he was way earlier than he should have come. Kakashi said 7 AM sharp, but that means 9 or 10 AM in his language of time. It was currently 5 AM, oh well, might as well get some training in, eh? Naruto started doing push-ups as his body was small and weak because, well, he's in the past, his younger self, not his older body with a 10-pack abs. 2 hours passed and Naruto could see Sakura and Sasuke arriving, so he stopped his training and dispelled the clones that were secretly doing chakra control techniques to get better at it. Again. Sasuke. After our mission, do you want to go on a date? Sakura spoke, or well screeched. Sasuke normally just HN, as he rejected the girl again. More time passed as Kakashi finally arrived. You're late, yelled the Banshee as Kakashi just waved her off. Sorry you, this poor old lady needed help with her groceries, so I as the hippest and cool ninja there is had to help her. Naruto just sweat dropped. This was a new excuse, or probably the truth. I got the bastard cat, yelled Naruto as he held the demon cat, Tora, as it continued to scratch him to no end. Well done guys, return to the Hokage Tower immediately. The three Genins nodded as they left immediately to the Hokage office. Good job Team 7, alright, let's what other missions we got for you. The Inuzukas want their dogs to be taken out on a walk, help getting groceries, babysitting the Daimo's grandson, catching Tora again. Hiruzen was interrupted by Naruto as he yelled, No. I don't want to do these kid missions. I want a real mission. Iruka was about to scold Naruto as he was fresh out of the Academy Genin. Alright Naruto, you want a real mission HM? I'm guessing he did this as well back then. Hiruzen responded. Everyone except Naruto was shocked that the Hokage was gonna give them a better mission. I'll be giving you C-rank mission. You'll be bodyguarding, a master bridge builder. Send in our visitor, as the door opened to an old man that reeks of alcohol. A bunch of snot-nosed kids. And you, the little one with the idiotic look on your face, do you really expect me to believe you are a ninja? Tazuna said as he kept drinking from his bottle. Huh. Who's the little one with the idiotic look on his face? Wait, I'll demolish you. Kakashi was holding Naruto down to make sure he didn't demolish the client. Naruto, you can't demolish our client when we are supposed to protect them. Team 7, meet at the gates in an hour and pack for at least 2 weeks. As Kakashi disappeared, everyone left. Naruto was trying to set up a plan. Currently, he was gonna be gone for a while, so who would take care of his sons? He knew the exact guy to get. Wood Style, Wood Clone Jutsu. And soon enough stood multiple wood clones of Naruto Uzumaki. Yup, he still had all his abilities apart from the other Bijou as he didn't have them anymore. He had given the tailed beast back to their respective villages without having them sealed into someone again except for Killer Bee. He wanted Gyuki back, they became guardians, kind of. Shikaku was the San's guardian, and so on. But now that he was back in the past, the tailed beast were all in Jinchurikis. Naruto packed his things into a backpack and not into a scroll because they learned basic seals in the academy. And Naruto didn't bother to learn back then. Naruto still had some time before he had to go to the gates to meet up with his team, so he decided to go get ramen. Team 7 and Tazuna were walking down the road to the land of waves. Sakura was asking millions of questions to Tazuna only for Kakashi to answer most of them. The blonde then noticed ahead of them was a puddle of water and got an idea. Hey, Kakashi-sensei. Yes, Naruto. I really gotta go take a leak. I'll be right back. As Naruto waited for them to go ahead of the puddle, Naruto pulled down the pants part of his jumpsuit and started pissing on the puddle when two guys jumped out, covered in piss. Why you? I'll kill you for this, you little shit. As the two rogue ninjas rushed Naruto, they were using chains as weapons, but they shouldn't be using those against an Uzumaki, or well, not all Uzumakis have chakra chains. Naruto smashed his hands on the ground as his chains erupted from the ground at fast speed, blocking the attacks from the chains. Sasuke, with his speed, kicked one of the idiots in the face as they got knocked down, then a massive ball of fire erupted from his mouth as he burned the man. Kakashi, who sat in a tree, watched carefully of his team and why they got attacked. Was it them or Tazuna? Sakura was throwing shuriken at the guy Sasuke flamed when she accidentally threw one of the shurikens in Naruto's direction. Naruto, who was dodging the other rogue ninjas, kunai, didn't notice it, but with his very helpful tailed beast had said, "Hey Naruto, look over there." Naruto looked at where his partner pointed in his mindscape and saw shuriken coming his way. His chakra chain caught the weapon. As he stared at Sakura with a deadpanned expression, she had a very sheepish look on her face, while nervously chuckle. Naruto, who wasn't paying attention to the guy who he was fighting, stabbed him with his poisoned weapon. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt, you bastard. Naruto's hand that got stabbed through was already being healed by Kurama, and since Kurama's chakra was going through his system at the moment, he super punched the rogue and was caught by Kakashi. Too bad everyone had their eyes closed the moment he punched him. Tazuna, we are going to have a long talk. It had been a while since Tazuna confessed about what was happening in his country and why ninjas were coming after him. Team 7 and Tazuna continued the path to the land of waves when they heard a noise. Naruto, being the 382572 IQ ninja, threw a kunai at the bush only for a bunny to come out. What the hell, Naruto baka? You could have killed it, Sakura yelled, only for Kakashi to push Tazuna and Sasuke, pushing down his teammates to the ground as a massive blade flew past them, as a man then silently landed down. Oh, look who it is, the famous copycat ninja Kakashi, the man said as Kakashi looked at the man. And you, Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist. What do you want? Oh, nothing, just that old buffoon you got there. Hand him over and I won't kill all of you. Sorry, no can do. Tazuna is under our protection. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, protect Tazuna while I'll deal with Zabuza, Kakashi yelled as he took out his kunai and they both rushed each other. Clash! Kakashi held a kunai closely to Zabuza's throat, said man was laughing hysterically as he then melted into water. Soon enough there was another laugh blade coming to Kakashi's way, only to be stopped midway by golden chakra chains that were struggling against the man's natural strength. So you are an Uzumaki, eh? I bet you didn't know you were one, huh? No red hair, you must be half Uzumaki, and you know what, you look eerily familiar to the fourth. Zabuza was interrupted by Kakashi as the sound of thousands of bird chirping was made. Shut up, Zabuza! As the gravity-defying haired ninja dashed at Zabuza with his Sharingan activated. Zabuza, not so surprised because Kakashi was probably trying to hide some truth to the blonde genin, rushed hand signs as well and shot multiple water balls at the man. Kakashi jumped into the air to get some speed when going down, threw his fistful of lighting at Zabuza when two Senbon needles plunged into his neck. Zabuza's body fell to ground as Kakashi's flying body went straight over him, smashing his fist into a tree, disrupting the jutsu. Before anyone could see what happened, someone picked up Zabuza and his blade disappeared. Kakashi walked over to his genin team and Tazuna. How far away are we until we reach the waves? Kaka-sensei asked Tazuna, who replied with, not too far. Kakashi nodded and then passed out on the ground. Naruto sighed as he used shadow clones and chakra chains to carry their passed out sensei. Sasuke, being him, said, since Kakashi is passed out and we have no leader, I say I lead the team, because I'm the strongest out of us four apart from Kakashi. Sakura immediately agreed with Tazuna, just mumbling, you better not screw things up. Why can't I be the leader? I stopped that guy's blade with my chakra. You guys didn't do anything. Naruto complained, only for Sakura to give millions of reasons why he shouldn't be leader. When we get to the waves, Sakura and Kakashi will share a singular room and me and the Dobe will share the other. Sasuke said, more like ordered, when Sakura was about to object only for her to look away as Sasuke glared at her. It's kind of weird not seeing a Sharingan when Isshiki glared at us. They had finally arrived to Tazuna home in the waves. Sakura, who had basic medical skills, not no medical jutsu, was taking care of Kakashi. Tazuna was helping his daughter, Tsunami, clean around the house. Naruto was just sitting in his temporarily room, which he shared with Sasuke, looked through the window to see Inari sitting on the dock, staring at the water. The door opened and Sasuke walked in the room, without his shirt. What the fuck? Why aren't you wearing a shirt, Sasuke Tame? Naruto whisper yelled. I'm going to sleep, Dobe. Naruto looked outside and realized it was already midnight. What the hell is going on? Naruto nodded slowly as he went to the bathroom with his backpack, as he changed on there. Naruto walked back into the room, and slipped into his futon that was on the floor and quickly fell asleep, not noticing the Yandere girl in the shadowy corner. Now you are all mine, Naruto, as she gave him silent kisses all night. Naruto shivered in his mindscape as he talked to Kurama. He could feel everything happening outside of the mindscape. Satsuki giving him affection all over him. Man, Naruto, your girl really is weird. Kurama commented as Naruto gave him a sheepish grin. I mean, she did tell me she was kind of weird, Yandere, when she was younger. Apparently it stopped after she joined Orochimaru because he got her out of it, or something like that. Kurama nodded as they continued playing cards. Naruto, Sakura and Sasuke stood outside near some trees as Kakashi instructed them on how to walk up the trees with chakra. See? Isn't it easy? Now you guys try, Kakashi said as he walked back down the tree with his crutches helping him stand up. Naruto ran forward and gathered chakra into his feet and took 8 steps before purposely falling down the tree when he put little chakra into his next foot. The blonde landed on the ground with a thump noise as he groaned. He stood back up as Kakashi forgot to hand them kunais to track how many steps they took. Sakura, like last time, got to the top of the tree without trouble. Sasuke, Naruto noticed he was shaking but in anger gripped his fist together and ran up the tree and got 6 steps as he slashed his kunai on the tree. Kakashi had left them as he went back to sleep. Sakura was trying to cheer Sasuke up only to just make him angrier. It had been a while later and Naruto was just laying on the ground, as he had reached the top of the tree before Sasuke. Oh, and speaking about the guy who I secretly, a girl was still running up, with sweat all over him, her. Finally, after another hour, Sasuke reached the top of the tree. They walked back to the house and the same BS started, them in a food eating contest, then throwing up as they ate too fast after eating, and then Inari telling them they would just die against Gato. But long story short, Naruto called Inari a pussy and then the pussy ran away. Kakashi told Naruto to be more respectful and Sakura was going to bonk him over the head, but it would be rude, so she didn't. Naruto left the dinner room immediately with I'm gonna go outside for a bit. Sasuke immediately went after and said, I'll make sure the Dobe doesn't do any that will cause the world to end. Kakashi nodded as he left upstairs to go read his pervy books. Sakura just sighed and went to go help out Tsunami out with the dishes. Naruto sat down in the middle of nowhere as he started to channel Kurama's chakra into his eyes. His eyesight strengthened as he balanced the chakra in his eyes. His eyes moved around quickly, making it look like a blur, no people around. He stopped channeling the chakra as he summoned multiple shadow clones as they all trained together. Later, Naruto climbed up a high tree as he hid his chakra the best he could, but not too much so Kakashi can't track his chakra. Naruto used his wood style abilities to thicken the tree branch he sat on, so he could feel more comfortable. The blonde genin then did a couple of hand signs as a swirl in the air then happened as a long black rectangular box appeared. Naruto opened it to reveal prosthetic arm, but not a regular one, a gift from a friend when he lost his arm again in battle in Tokyo. It was a red and gold nanostech. Wait, no, it was called Nano, yeah. A red and gold nanotech arm. Too bad it doesn't work as well without that blue thingy Tones had. Naruto picked it up as he pressed something inside the arm, and soon enough it opened up. The genin got his arm in the nanotech arm as the nanotech metal wrapped around his arm. The prosthetic arm was heavy without a main energy core. Well, enough about the past, thought Naruto as he quickly removed the prosthetic arm and placed it back in the black box. Good times. Oh well. Team 7 were at the unfinished bridge, protecting Tazuna for anything that might come out and threaten him. Naruto even had clones helping out. When suddenly mist started to appear until you could barely see. Naruto gasped, why are they back this early? Last time it took a week. Thought Naruto as he dodged a kunai that came out of nowhere. Naruto could hear the low chuckles of Zabuza Momochi as Haku walked next to him silently. Let's have this rematch, Kakashi. Loser dies. Obviously, Kakashi and Zabuza disappeared out of their sight, with the only noise being the clash of metal by kunai and sever blade. Sakura, protect Tazuna! Yelled Sasuke as pulled out some of his kunais. Naruto pulled out his own kunais and had his chakra chains erupt out his back. Imagine Naruto's chakra chains are like this and not just waving around. Naruto didn't notice it until the last second when he shielded himself and Sasuke from a water dragon with his chakra chains, but they still took damage from the sudden attack. Just what the hell are you? Yelled Naruto, only to receive silence. Naruto dashed at the masked ninja with his chakra chains ready to shred anything in its path. The masked ninja then smashed their hands on the ground as a ice wall appeared, stopping Naruto's attack. Naruto was then surrounded by more walls, only to be locked inside a thick ice box. Naruto was frustrated and confused. When the hell could Haku do that? The blonde genin then yelled a battle cry as his chakra chains then started to spin extremely fast like a drill. The blonde aimed the drill like chains now at the walls, but barely making a hole. Naruto could barely hear what was going on outside when he heard a yell, Naruto! We really need backup. It would be nice ak. Sasuke yelled from the outside. Sakura screamed as she fell unconscious from the masked ninja when he knocked her out. Sasuke felt useless at that moment, and never in his life has he felt like that, only once, and it was that night. Haku noticed Sasuke closed his eyes when he opened them almost immediately to reveal the Sharingan, with 2 tomos on each eye. Haku knew he was in trouble at this point, so he encased Sasuke in the same ice dome, except he was surrounded by mirrors instead of walls. Secret Jutsu, demonic mirroring ice crystal. Haku yelled as he entered the mirror. Sasuke could see all the Senbon needles being launched at him, but his body couldn't move as fast as his eyes could see. Sasuke was covered in needles, struggling to keep consciousness when he heard a battle cry and the sounds of ice being drilled into and punched at, but didn't do anything to the ice. Sasuke fell on his back when he got eye contact from the masked ninja, Sharingan still activated when he yelled, Naruto now! Sasuke was able to put Haku in a genjutsu, making him think he was lower in chakra than he should have been on, weakening the ice walls, but it didn't last long as Sasuke passed out. Naruto heard Sasuke yell, Naruto now, but he wasn't fast enough to break through, only making a crack that was very slowly healing itself. Naruto decided to risk it and started to form a Rasengan in his hand as he smashed it at the wall, making the crack bigger, but it wasn't enough. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, his icebox absorbs chakra, that's why it lasts longer, Naruto thought sarcastically, when he heard a barely audible thump. The genin then knew that Sasuke had passed out. Can I borrow some of your chakra, Kurama? Because Kakashi-sensei would never believe I would have gotten out of a thick ice dome box with just my chakra chains. Kurama just gave him chakra without saying anything. Naruto's eyes immediately shifted red with slit pupils when the red chakra started to form around him. Haku noticed that the ice was starting to melt fast as more mist started to appear. Naruto inside the box crouched as he let the chakra surround him as he put his arms in an X position and then swiped as he broke the walls with ease. Kakashi managed to get a couple good hits on Zabuza when he felt familiar sinister chakra coming from where his cute genin were at, only to realize that the seal on Naruto either broke or is leaking out too much chakra. Kakashi was about to go to his students, but Zabuza stopped him. What? Are you scared and Uzumaki can't handle controlling the Kyuubi? Zabuza dark laughter was heard from the mist. I'm done fighting you, Zabuza, Mangekyo Sharingan. As Kakashi's 3-tomo Sharingan, I morphed into a triple-edged shuriken. Kamui! Soon enough a swirl in the air appeared, sucking in the mist quickly, but was then disappeared just as fast as it appeared. Zabuza was impressed. "Nice one, Kakashi, but that special ability won't stop me." Since Kakashi morphed his Sharingan into the Mangekyo, he could read Zabuza's movements better and could see what move he would in just a couple of seconds. Naruto's hand started to get covered in deeper red chakra as if he was powering his punch, which he was, but Haku didn't move, believing too much in his abilities. Naruto dashed at the mirror dome and with one punch destroyed them all, as well as breaking Haku out of the mirror he was in. "Die!" Naruto yelled, taking a word out of Bakugo's book. Chakra chains erupted out of Naruto back once again, but the sharp parts were now engulfed in red chakra that looks like flame. The chains then spread around Naruto's hand like a glove, with the end parts at his fingers making them sharp. Naruto ran forward, slashed at Haku, sending him flying away. Naruto calmed down as the chakra started fading away, with only his chakra chains ready to be used. Haku just laid there on the ground, his mask broken off. Naruto just stood there until Haku started speaking. "Please just kill me off, I'm just another broken tool, no longer to be able to be used, my Zabuza." Naruto stood there silently. He knew his sensei was about to use his lightning blade against Zabuza, but only killing Haku in the end. Soon enough the loud noises of chirping was heard. Haku, who knew this was a lightning jutsu, quickly uses Shunshin and appeared in front of Zabuza, taking the lightning blade full force. Naruto sprinted towards the three, his chakra chains gone as they had retracted back. Kakashi had stepped back as if remembering a traumatic memory. Ring cough. Zabuza was just staring at Haku's body, his face not changing from emotionless to chuckling at Haku's motionless body. "I guess you were useful to the end. Too bad you're just a broken tool now as well." Naruto then did what he did last time. "How could you say that to him? He's been working and helping you all the time without his own dreams. He literally told me that his dream was just to be a tool. People like you make me sick and angry." Naruto purposely got a tiny bit of anger to make it look like he cared, which is why his whisker marks became a bit more feral, but his eyes stay the same. Naruto could see Zabuza's face as he had his back towards both him and Kakashi. But slowly enough there were tears dropping to the ground, but it quickly went away when a short midget appeared with a bunch of lowlife thugs behind him. "Gato, what the hell are you doing here?" Zabuza asked as Naruto subconsciously had his chakra chains come out, but Zabuza out a hand in front of him. "I'm here to kill you and maybe take that pink-haired girl as a personal toy." "Men attack!" Gato yelled as Naruto looked at him disgusted. Immediately the blonde Genin's chakra chain penetrated three thugs through the chest before throwing them off the bridge. "Kakashi, we're not longer enemies since Gato betrayed me." "Oi Blondie," Zabuza called out to Naruto, who was using his chains to catch kunais being sluggishly slow at them. "Yeah, Zabuza." Zabuza picked up his executioner's blade that had its blade broken in half. "Take care of this for me, just draw blood on it, and the sword will absorb the iron in the blood to fix itself." Zabuza tossed Naruto the sword and struggled slightly as it was pretty heavy, even when half of it is broken. Naruto passed him 3 kunais in return. Zabuza placed 1 kunai in his mouth and the other 2 in his hands. Zabuza sprinted at the group. As he slashed them down, killing them fast, but they also damaged him, causing him to lose the use of his arms. He finally got to Gato and stabbed him down into the river. It was super bloody, blood was all over the unfinished bridge. Zabuza slowly walked back and collapsed next to Haku, dying not too long after. Naruto looked at Kakashi, who was pulling his headband back down to block out his Sharingan. "How are we going to deal with this mess, Kakashi-sensei?" "I already have a solution, but I'm too low on chakra to do the jutsu." "Can't I give you chakra, Kakashi-sensei? I have tons, and I'm never tired." "Honest?" Naruto said, trying to convince Kakashi to tell him how to give chakra. Alright, I'll absorb a bit of your chakra to do the jutsu." Kakashi then had his hand start glowing a light blue. The gravity-defying haired ninja put his hand on Naruto's arm as he felt his chakra reserves replenishing. Kakashi stood up and went through a couple of jutsu before slapping his hands together, yelling, "Water style, water vortex. As the water under the bridge started to rise, and then splash all over the bridge with Naruto using his chakra chains to pull himself off the ground with other chains grabbing a hold of his teammates as Kakashi did his magic. Finally, the bridge was finally done and Team 7 was at the end of the bridge saying their goodbyes to everyone. Naruto talked to Inari to be a man as Inari cried hearing him. As Team 7 left, the people of the waves decided to name the bridge, the Great Naruto Bridge. They were finally back in Konoha after a day and a half of tree jumping and taking rests. And ramen breaks. And for some reason Sasuke had started avoiding him more. Sasuke's current mental conscious. Naruto, no. Naruto beat that ice guy while all I could do was delay me losing, and that dope has two powerful abilities only he can use, chakra chains, and that sinister red chakra. I can't have my petty crush on him stop me, and my mission, I will kill you Itachi. Back in the real world. It had been a day since their mission to the wave and Naruto woke up, ate breakfast, and let his clones take care of his sons. Naruto left the apartment and locked the door. Naruto ran right out the apartment and went to go meet at the bridge they wait at for Kakashi. Naruto greets both his teammates except Naruto and Sasuke were glaring at each other. Good grief, not again. They've been like this ever since we came back from the land of waves. Ugh, it's like being stuck with a couple of children, CHAA hurry up Kakashi-sensei. Sakura thought with inner Sakura. It had been hours and he finally came. Hey guys, sorry I'm late, I'm afraid I got lost on the path of life, Kakashi said calmly. Sakura yelled at him. I'm ready for the next ninja mission sensei. No more of this dumb beginner stuff okay? I want a chance to prove myself, I'm talking a real mission where I can show what I'm made of. I got to break up and burn it up. Naruto yelled as his eyes were comically on fire because of his determination. Right, I get it Naruto, that's great. Now take it easy will you? Ugh, Sasuke is always rescuing everyone and making me look like a chump again. Today's the day I save and beat Sasuke. Believe it. Let us know when you are done fantasizing. Alright Naruto. Or do you not want to go on this mission? Alright Kakashi-sensei. And can you stop being so annoying Naruto? Sakura yelled. Team 7 were plucking out weeds as a D-rank mission. Naruto decided to use his chakra chains and had them target specifically weeds. In the end his targeting sucked and he plucked out the plants as well. And then being beat up by an old lady that hired them for the D-rank mission. Then they were picking out trash from the rivers and Naruto had accidentally tripped and almost fall down a cliff. But Sasuke saved him, god damn it. Now they were walking dogs, but this big dog he chose wasn't listening to him. What a loser, commented Sasuke as he saw the bigger dog pull Naruto to the wrong way. He just had to pick the biggest dog. He's such an idiot. Sakura said it as a fact. Stop pulling would you? You are not supposed to go over there. Dogs shouldn't be going over here. A minefield? And Naruto got exploded to the shithole while he had chakra chains protecting the dog. Sasuke and Sakura were surprised the idiot Genin wasn't dead. It was finally the end of the day and Sakura and Sasuke were just insulting him. Look at you. You are hopeless, Naruto. Sakura said as she had one of Naruto's arm around her shoulder holding him up with Sasuke doing the same but on the other side. You really are just one big problem, Sasuke smirked as Naruto was ready to punch. You try and hit Sasuke and I'll finish you off myself Naruto. Sakura yelled at him as both other Genins dropped Naruto to floor, with him still fuming about Sasuke. Kakashi just sighed, his team wasn't getting better at the, we are a team, so we stick together and help each other out like family or something but they just wouldn't. That's right. Our teamwork is all messed up and it's all because of you Sasuke. Because you think you are better than everyone else. Naruto yelled at Sasuke as he walked away. Not everyone, just you loser, face it I'm better and stronger than you are. It's a fact was the only thing Sasuke said but the turned around with his smirk unless you have what it takes to prove me wrong, But I doubt that, once a loser always a loser. Naruto growled at Sasuke. Gur, I don't have time to waste on Naruto and these lame missions. There are still other ninja who can outfight me, I need to hone my skills so I can beat them. Thought Sasuke. Kakashi told them, let's call it a day, you guys can beat each other to a pulp another time, I have a report to finish. Sasuke didn't care and left with Sakura following him. Naruto just stood there, but before Kakashi could leave, Naruto grabbed him with a chakra chain. What, Naruto? I really don't have any time to waste. Naruto then got to the floor as he begged Kakashi, please sensei. Teach me something. I can't ever get better without proper training. Teach me that lightning thing, come on. Another time, Naruto, if you find me later, come meet me and I'll give you a task to do, alright? Kakashi said as Naruto just nodded slowly as he puffed into smoke. Man, I had a really cool jutsu idea with the lightning blade, if I combined it with the Rasengan it could make a massive explosion. Or a suicide bomb, jutsu, Naruto thought. Suddenly Fake's rocks started to follow Naruto, he started sprinting around but then stopped and yelled, that's the worst disguise of all time. There's no such thing as square rocks. It's completely obvious. Then the box blew up with color smoke to reveal Konohamaru, Udon and Moegi. Play ninja with us, boss, come on. The three yelled only for Sakura to make a sarcastic and mean comment about a real ninja pretending to be a ninja. Is that your girlfriend, boss? No way. She has a massive forehead. Who would like that? He yelled only for Sakura to death glare at him. Sakura then punched Naruto as Konohamaru yelled at her, what kind of girlfriend are you? You're a witch and you are ugly too. Sakura got so pissed off she started running after him and eventually beat him. I don't even think she's human. Did you see how wide her forehead is? Only to catch Sakura's chasing them again. Konohamaru then bumped into some guy since he was running. Oh, I'm sorry, mister, I wasn't looking. Did you need something? Asked the guy who was wearing war paint and a black jumpsuit. There was also a hot blonde girl behind him. Konohamaru's thoughts, to be exact. The guy in war paint then picked him up by the front of his shirt. So does this hurt, punk? The teen said. Put him down, Kankuro, or you know you'll pay for it later, the blonde said, also confirming the guy's name to be Kankuro. Sakura then started to apologize to them. Naruto looked at Temari and inside his mindscape he blushed, he never realized how beautiful she was, maybe this time he could live a different life from the last one, who knows. Temari thought the same thing about Naruto and had blushed. What a cutie, thought Temari. You better take your hands off him right now. Naruto had 4 chakra chains erupt out his back, likely trying to threaten Kankuro. Kankuro actually was surprised a tiny bit, as he knew what Uzumakis were as they were in the library books. Temari just blushed harder, but no one noticed. So these are the Leaf Villages, Genin-he, thought Kankuro as he gripped onto Konohamaru's shirt harder. We got a few minutes before he gets here, let's mess with these punks, Kankuro told Temari, who just scoffed and looked away. Konohamaru then started to kick him, but it did nothing. You're feisty, but not for long, punk. Naruto gripped his fists, his pupils slit slightly, which was caught by Temari but didn't think about it much. Naruto sprinted at Kankuro and yelled, put him down. Kankuro did something with his fingers behind his back which made Naruto trip, but he caught himself with his chains. What was that? Naruto yelled, oblivious. Looks like your village is full of wimps. Kankuro made fun of them. Temari was just ready to leave him. Drop him now or I take you apart, you got that, you fool? Naruto yelled only for Sakura to grab him by the sides of his head as she yelled at him, fool. You're the fool, making threats aren't going to help Naruto. You're all annoying, I don't like runts too, any other scrawny weaklings. So when a wimp like this starts shooting off his mouth, I just want to break them in half, Sakura gasped. And Naruto gripped his fist tighter, he couldn't fight right here with another ninja, he would get in trouble. Temari just sighed, fine, I'm not involved with any of this. Kankuro was about to punch Konohamaru only for Naruto yell, no. But Kankuro got hit by a rock by Sasuke. Damn it, he saved them again. Temari was not impressed with him. You're out of your league, get lost, Sasuke said. Konohamaru was telling Naruto how lame he was, making Naruto even more pissed off. Kankuro was slowly taking off the bandages holding together whatever he was holding on his back. What? You're gonna use the crow for this? Temari said, surprised only for a voice to speak up. Kankuro, back off. Sasuke flinched slightly and turned around and saw a red-haired boy standing upside down. Hey Gaara, revealing the redhead name. You're an embarrassment to our village. Have you forgotten the reason we came all the way here? Gaara said as he saw Shunshin next to his older siblings. I know, I mean they challenged us, they started the whole thing. Here's what happened. He was interrupted by Gaara with a, shut up, or I'll kill you. Ah right, I was totally out of line. I'm sorry Gaara, I was totally out of line. I'm sorry for any trouble he caused, Gaara said, emotionless as he looked at the lead genin and academy students. Sasuke was staring at him suspiciously. Gaara looked away and turned to his older sister and then the blondie. He was actually the only one to catch note of Naruto and Temari's blush at each other. Gaara had a sound mouth appear behind her ear and said, you like the blondie over there, don't you? Temari's blush only deepened. She looked at her younger brother pleadingly to not say a thing about it. Gaara isn't a cold monster always, so he made a subtle nod to her. Let's go, we didn't come here to play games, Gaara said as Kankuro agreed as Temari followed. Hold on. Sakura yelled. Temari looked at her annoyed. What do you want? I know from your headband, you come from the village hidden in the sand. Of course the land of fire and land of wind are allies, but no shinobi can enter another's village without permission. So state your purpose, and it better be good, said Sakura like a, what did those people back in 2025 call them, Karens? Yeah. Sakura is a Karen. Temari looked at her annoyed and spoke, really? Have all of you been living under a rock? You're still cute blondie, but whatever, you don't know what's going on, do you? As she holds up passport looking thing that had her ID and everything, we have permission, of course we are hidden Sand Genin, but we're here for the Chunin exams. She finished with a smug smile. Naruto had a blush because she called him cute. Well, I've never heard of any Chunin exams, believe it, Naruto said, confused. Inner Temari squealed at his cuteness. Oh cutie, you're so cute when you're clueless. Boss, that's the exam every genin has to take to become a full-on Chunin. Oh really? Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? I am so Chunin material. Hey you, identify yourself. The one with the gourd on his back. Sasuke yelled at the redhead. My name is Gaara of the desert. I'm curious about you too, who are you? Gaara asked. I am Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said with a smug face. Hi there. I bet you're dying to know my name, right? Asked Naruto to Gaara, who looked at him. I couldn't care less who you are, Gaara left immediately. Temari decided to ask for Gaara. Yeah, I'm wondering, what's your name? Naruto had to bite down a blush. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, believe it. Oh, I'm believing it, she winked at him before she and Kankuro left. The Leaf Genin and Academy students just stood there silently when Sakura spoke out loud. Did she just flirt with Naruto? Does that mean girls actually like me? Sakura being herself just said, of course Naruto, there will always be that special one for you, to anyone in fact. Have fun with your girlfriend, loser. Sasuke jumped back onto the tree and left. What do I do? Asked Naruto out loud, forgetting he still had those academy students behind him. Ask her out, boss. Get her flowers. She'd fall head over heels for you over and over. Tell her some math questions. Everyone looked at Udon as if he was crazy. Well, I can't ask her out until I become Chunin. Or earlier, because it would really accord for a Genin to ask out a Chunin. If she does become a Chunin, which I hope but also don't, what the hell is wrong with me? Secretly Genin from the Sound Village listened. In the Hokage office. Alright, it is time we chose our candidates for the Chunin examinations. To begin, will those in charge of the rookie genin step forward? Kakashi, Kurenai and Asuma proceeded to walk forward. Kakashi, Kurenai and Asuma, what do you say? Are there any in your squads that you recommend, any who are ready for the exams despite their inexperience? As you know, any genin who has carried out 8 or more missions are technically eligible for the examinations, beyond that only you can decide whether or not they are ready. Of course, most genin need a much longer training period and twice that many missions. Iruka had worrisome thoughts about Naruto or any other team. There's no reason to say all this stuff, it's way too soon. So Kakashi, you begin, Hiruzen said as Kakashi nodded. He walked forward. I lead Squad 7. Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno. I Kakashi Hatake recommend all 3 of these genin for the Chunin selection exams, Iruka gasped. Kurenai then walked forward, and my squad is number 8. Hinata Hyuga, Kina Inuzuka, Shino Aburame. I Kurenai Yuhi recommend all 3-inch. Asuma then stepped forward with his cigarette in his mouth. My squad is number 10. Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi. And now I Asuma Sarutobi recommend all 3. There were many whispers when Iruka stepped forward. Hold on just a minute. Yes, Iruka? Asked Hiruzen. Lord Hokage, with all respect, the 9 names that were just given were all my students in the academy. I know their skills and abilities, every one of them has great promise, but it's too soon, they need more experience before they are tested. If they try now, they'll all fail the test. Kakashi then spoke. When I became Chunin, I was 6 years younger than Naruto is now. This angered Iruka a bit. Naruto is nothing like you. Are you trying to destroy him? Well, they are always complaining not being challenged enough. Maybe wiping out in the exams will teach thee a lesson. A little pain is good. What did you just say? Oh, nothing, fatal of course. But seriously, Iruka, relax. Listen, I understand how you feel, it's very personal for you and it upsets you. Alright Kakashi, back off, you've said enough, Kurenai interrupted him. On the contrary, Kurenai, Iruka needs to hear this, he needs to realize, they're not his students anymore, they're mine. Kurenai and Asuma sighed. Iruka was gonna speak again, but Hiruzen stopped him. Naruto and Sakura were complaining about how Kakashi was always late. Just then he appeared. I know this is a bit sudden, but I recommend you for the Chunin exams. All 3 of you. He then handed them the application forms. These are the application forms. Application forms? You're repeating me, Sakura. This is all voluntary, it's up to each of you. If you don't feel ready, you can wait till next year. Alright. Kakashi, sensei, you rock. Naruto said with excitement as he jumped onto the front of Kakashi's vest, smiling with his mouth wide open. Hey, don't slobber all over my vest. Whoever wants to take the exams, sign them and come to room 301 at the academy. It's at 3 p.m. 5 days from now. That's it, Kakashi finished. Naruto held his Chunin exam application with a grin and started walking with his team. I'll be able to fight a lot of wicked ninja. Like that weird mummy ninja and Mr. Attitude aka Sasuke. If I come out on top, I'll become Hokage again. Thought Naruto. Naruto thought how he would look like with the Holage hat on his genin body. Damn, he would look awesome. Sasuke was just thinking about fighting Gaara. And Sakura was just thinking it was hopeless since she couldn't even beat Naruto. After that, Naruto met up with the Konohamaru Corps when some guy in a cloak kidnapped Moegi. Naruto then remembered it was Iruka the whole time. Time skip. All of Team 7 had finished their mini-mission against disguised Iruka. Naruto dropped onto his bed exhausted, thinking about the day, then his mind slowly drifted to Temari. Man, she's beautiful. As he slowly fell asleep. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura just watch as a guy with a bowl haircut get kicked by a Chunin. Soon enough, Sasuke, being his smug-ass self, pointed out the genjutsu. The Chunin went for a kick at Sasuke as he did the same, only for both kicks to caught the weird kid in a green spangly outfit. Apparently his name is Rock Lee, Then Sasuke starts making an arrogant-ass Hyuga pissed off as they left. All Naruto thought about was the fact no one else asked for his name, it was only Sasuke being asked, not him. So unfair. I mean, Temari asked him, so it's better than having a bunch of guys asking instead. The only thing Naruto thought of was Temari on his mind as Team 7 continued to the exam room before they met up with Kakashi. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this what if and want to see next part of it, comment down below and let me know. Also share this video with your friends. See you in the next video. Peace. あいつを救い出せるのはお前だけだ。